I'll give you one example of where it's not maybe exactly L&D, but this is a platform that we use at Good Habits. I'll do a little commercial for them. The company is called Open Up. They do a good job, and they help. They basically do online burnout prevention. And they came to me with this proposal, and like very often it was all kind of warm and fuzzy. I understood in this case, by the way, what pain we were trying to solve, because burnouts and people sitting at home not being able to work, that is of course something that you would like to prevent. It's really a problem for the employees themselves first and foremost, but also for us as a company, I think, like for most companies. So I understood that part, but what I did not see is, okay, I can see then, of course, also what it costs. That's question number 2. I mean, you have a business pain that you're trying to solve. Okay, nice. So at least we can tick that one off. That's the first one that I mentioned. Then tell me more about the solution that you are proposing. How does it work? And this is also an important one. Why is this then the best solution that's out there? Very often what I see, this is, by the way, not only the case with L&D or with the example that I'm mentioning here now, also very often with software solutions, where people might have a problem that they're trying to solve, they stumble across a solution, or very often, they get a cold call, maybe even from a supplier or whatever, and think, ooh, that looks nice, that looks interesting, but they haven't really done their homework in trying to find out, okay, is this really the best solution in terms of value for money that is out there? So that's question number 2. What is the solution, and why is this the best option? Have you looked at alternatives? Question number 3 is obviously the cost then, because I need to know how much are we going to invest into this. In this case, all that was answered, but question number 4 is always the most difficult one. And question number 4 is what we were just talking about. What is the outcome then? What is the impact? How do we measure that? And that's always tricky. But in this case, it became for me a no-brainer when I was comparing the cost to what the person that was pitching it to me explained. Yeah, but Bart, if we can only prevent 1 burnout per year, this is already going to pay itself back. And then you look at what the success rates are. So then you try to get data there. So, okay, how does it work? Do they have some data, some benchmark info that we can use, some track record that that they want to share with us? And then in the end, it does become a no-brainer, because then you can see, okay, this is great because it's going to solve a business issue. We're going to help people with this, and actually it's going to pay itself back. So that's that. In that order, I do it. And there's probably a 5th criteria that I should mention as well. That should be part of any good proposal or any winning business case. The 5th one to me is, okay, is this? But in this case, that was also totally clear. Is this also clearly linked to our objectives, or could this maybe be interesting, etc., but are we not achieving what we are trying to achieve as a company in terms of what are our overarching goals maybe for this fiscal year and beyond, and is this helping us towards those goals? I think that's also another very important one to tick off.